Why do I think the 1X overhaul wasn't needed? Well, today I'll be talking about this slop killer and why he didn't need an overhaul. First, I want to talk about how spammy his kit is. So before you ask the question, well, why is 1X's kit spammy, Jeff? Well, it's because 3 of his strongest abilities have really short cooldowns. Entanglement, which pulls the player towards 1X if landed, does 10 damage, and if you hit AM1, you'll deal 20 damage plus poison, which should equal up to 38 damage, and it only has a 15-second cooldown. Mass Infection, which does 30 damage from far range, and somewhere around 50 damage up close. Oh yeah, not to mention, it inflicts poison and glitch that deals extra damage, so it'll do even more damage, and it also has a 15-second cooldown. And last of all, Rejuvenate the Rotten, which when you kill one player, you can spawn a minion that when hit by one gives you poison and glitch for a few seconds, and if you have a full lobby and no one killed your minions and you killed everyone, and keep spawning your minions till LMS, you can have full map control and it only has a 30-second cooldown. Now that I told you the ability's functions, what do you think the main problem is? A, his abilities' cooldowns are too low, and they do too much damage and can be spammed all throughout chase. B, his abilities give status effects. C, his abilities are ranged, and when dodging, you have to waste stamina to dodge them or you'll be punished. Well, the answer would be A, those abilities. Besides, Rejuvenate the Rotten can be spammed all throughout chase, and if you have decent aim, you can get kills faster than ever. Not only that they do so much damage in so little time, and if I remember correctly, 1X is not a rushdown killer. Next, I want to talk about his speed buff, and I think he didn't need it. He already had Unstable Eye, which he could get speed from, and he Entanglement, which would stop the survivor, so he'd be able to get a free M1 if there wasn't a guest around. And he had his minions, which could give speed when he killed them. I forgot to mention that when I was explaining Rejuvenate the Rotten. So he really didn't need a speed buff. Especially when if he killed 3 of his minions, he'd get speed 3, but the nerf that they did won't let him do that. Now I want to talk about his difficulty. Now before the overhaul, 1X was a 5-star difficulty killer, but now he is a 3-star difficulty, but he really just looks like a 1-star difficulty. All you really need to do to win is spam and have decent aim. Yeah, there's things that can counter him, like Shed Jane and Chance. But most of the time, all the time, these players won't help the team and just can't. So there isn't much you can do up against him, besides praying that they have bad aim. Like me. But besides that, now I want to talk about fixes to his kit. First, I double or add an extra 10 seconds to every cooldown for every ability. Besides Unstable Eye, because then he'd be looped too easily. Next, I'd revert Entanglement back to what it used to be. Then survivors would have a chance to escape the ability instead of it being a free hit on a survivor. Next, I'd nerf his speed back to what he used to be and make it to where he could kill 3 of his minions for speed 3. That will make to where he'd have an easier time catching up during LMS. And I think that's all the changes I'd make. Tell me in the comments if you agree, disagree, or if you do something different. Now anyways, I'll see you guys on the flip side.